Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel, Coffee Tea Paper. Hello from my little desk buddy. Today I am recycling, repurposing, rejigging, reimagining this folder that I got as part of an Etsy order that I bought from 71 Poise Journal, which is an Australian Etsy store, and she sells a lot of PET loops. So rather than buying whole rolls, lately I've just been buying a few samples of loops from her just to mix up my stash and give me a variety of options and things, and it allows my different spreads to be a bit more interesting for me to play with as well. So she puts her order in these beautiful folders to keep them nice and flat going through the mail. And she had this lovely collage on the front. If I had my horizontal weeks that I used last year, I would have been more than happy just to stick it in as it was and declare it a done page. However, because this year I've been working in my vertical weeks, had to very carefully surgically remove it and rejig it so that I could work it in and around the entries on my pages, because I still like to go back and use it as a reference, because I like to know what meals we had and when certain things were, and I keep track of things and so forth. That is why I'm taking apart a perfectly beautiful collage and recollaging with the collage. Does that make sense? I'll also mention that over on my Instagram, I am currently running a little giveaway, just a small one, just a nice one, because I did an audit of my washi tapes and my pet tapes so that I could fit them all into my 2 plastic storage drawers. While I was doing that, I found some that I had never even used because I had tucked them away and forgotten about them, and it's just a terrible thing. We buy these things because we love them and we want to use them. So I was able to rejig everything so now I can see it all. Use the opportunity to get rid of washi tapes that, you know, like the ones that tear when you're trying to get them off the roll, or they're not sticky so you end up having to put down a layer of glue tape or double-sided tape underneath them. And because I don't want to use them, because for example, if you use them in a mail, like on the outside of an envelope, and that really loose sticky tape can sometimes come off through the postage sorting system and gum up their machines, and I don't want to be responsible for that. I mean, I'd never know, but I don't want to be contributing to higher postage costs, because let's face it, they're already creeping up and up and up. Anyway, that's a very, very long-winded way to say that over on Instagram, I'm having a little giveaway. I've made 4 collaged folders. Inside, I have absolutely stuffed it full of pet samples and washi samples and washi tape, 2 washi tape card samples as well. But most of it is all pet tape or washi tape on backing, so it can be cut up. It will be a really nice stash booster for anyone who receives it, because I'm finding that just having a loop of bigger variety of tapes is, I'm enjoying having those creative opportunities. And the other thing is that with these sticker release books, by using up little loops of pet tapes, I can actually pre-fussy cut things and put them in my sticker release book, and then look at me, I am deploying tweezers. Did you ever think you'd see the day that I would have on this channel sticker tweezers? No, me either. But I do find it stops me roughing up the edges on the pre-cut, fussy cut pet tapes that I have put in my sticker release insert. Now, the one I'm using here today is the one that I made myself when I couldn't get a hold of an original Traveler's Notebook one, and it's so good. So I have since purchased an authentic Traveler's Notebook one because it has more pages in it, because I don't have one of those fancy staplers that can bookbind things, and the paper itself is quite slippery. I couldn't sew it, so I was limited in how many pages I could put into my insert. So I have purchased a Traveler's Factory one, but it's so handy that I'm actually thinking about getting one of those spiral bound sticker collecting books which have the same pages. But it's so nice to be able to just leaf through and find everything pre-cut and ready to go to put onto your page. Today I'm doing 2 weeks in my journal. I'm doing week 38, which is what we're seeing here, and then I will continue on and do week 39, where I use more bits and pieces from the loops that and the packaging that I got from 71 Poise journal, and I will leave a link in the description box. This is not a sponsored video. I purchased these with my own money. Nettie hasn't asked me to do this or anything like that. I am just a very satisfied customer, and yeah, and I want to share because it's a really handy and a nice way to get a lot of variety in your collection. If you don't know my Instagram, if we just come back to the giveaway because I am jumping all over the shop, my Instagram is at coffee_tea_paper, and yeah, you'll recognize my feed because it has pictures of pages that you've probably watched me create here. One other thing that I have been enjoying the last couple, well, not the last couple of weeks, last week, if I tell the truth. One of my friends who I met through our SEQ Journal Keepers meetup group, Mel from at Stationery Stream, is an avid fountain pen and ink collector user. And she had brought to my attention the pen and ink challenge, which takes place on Instagram. So the idea is that each week there is a series of prompts, one for each day, and the aim is to create a drawing or write something, write a poem or a reflection or something along those lines with a pen and ink. And the prizes are generally a fountain pen or some ink or sometimes a mix. And yeah, so you just need to create something in the theme, submit it, and see how you go. I've been really enjoying doing that. I've never actually drawn with fountain pens and fountain pen ink before. And yeah, I've been finding it a nice little creative challenge. I was participating in the Bookbinders design collage competition, the invitational one that the store set up, and I found that after it was over, I was a bit sad because it was nice to have a prompt and create something with that in mind. So I have spread my wings and have been trying this new challenge of the pen and ink challenge. So go check it out if you're interested. Not everyone's into fountain pens and ink, and that's okay. But it's still quite interesting to see all the drawings and writings, etc., journal entries that are responses to the prompts. Now, these are some new stamps that I got. I was looking for sort of grungy, texty stamps for a while, and I had to buy something on, what was I buying? Oh, like silicone cord straps, like silicone cord organizers, because all my rubber bands have deteriorated because I'm starting to look at the things that I want to take when we go traveling soon. And yeah, so all my rubber bands had just gone hard and fell apart. So I wanted to buy some silicone cord organizers. And of course, you know, being the suggestible person I am, these stamps just appeared in my feed and I went, oh, I like them. Boop, add to cart, boop, check out, away we go. But they're really nice and they just give some interesting texture, particularly for this week where I didn't actually write much down. Yeah, so here are some samples of loops from the Etsy store that I mentioned. For example, these windows, like you get a massive loop of these windows, or I might have purchased 2 loops, I can't remember now. But I'm not going to use windows in every single spread, and if I had a full roll of that, I think I'd get really tired of it quickly. This way it just gives me something different in my collection. And yeah, the video is not quite over. So that's a good thing, hey? But I'm just taking this opportunity to have a bit of a chat with you guys because every time I've gone to film lately or to record a voiceover, the doggies next door have been very excitable, or my birdies have been very excitable, or there has been someone in the street getting their house washed, or there has been the footpath being ground down where people were tripping, or the street cleaner comes past, or the people coming through our neighborhood doing gas inspections. You name it, it's happened. I think the tree loppers were around one week. Anyway, today it's nice, it's quiet, it's peaceful. So I'm taking the opportunity to have a chat. This one is a Fairy Maru, and I love Fairy Maru. She makes the most beautiful pet tapes. You'll have seen I often use one of hers that has bubbles, and she does lovely flowers as well. But I just bought a loop of this one because the flowers are all a very similar shade, so they're all in the same color variation. I just thought, you know what, I don't want every spread to be that color, so I'm just going to buy one loop. And I love washi dots and dot stickers, particularly ones that look like a watercolor finish. So I'm almost run out of my collection, so I next time I'm on Amazon or something and I'm looking for something sensible, I might just have to stock up on some more washi dots. Now I bring in a few other things into this spread. I'm just arranging the dots at the moment. But one of them is a really funny pet tape. I bought it, I think this time last year. It's a travel themed and stationery themed one. It's by Cube, which is not a brand that I had heard of before. I found it at, I think it was Journal Pages, I think. But lots of images of travelers' notebooks, journals, tickets, trains, buses, pens, rulers, a globe, random things like coffee cups and TV tester signs and movie clapboards and stuff. But on one of the images, there's a spelling mistake. And it drives me nuts. I don't know why it drives me so nuts, but it just does. It really irritates me. And I just thought, oh, I can't not use, like I've got a whole roll of this tape. I can't not use this single image, which is a nice image. It looks like my pen pal diary, just because it has a spelling mistake on it. So I need to think of an inventive way to use it, which is not going to irritate me, but makes sense. So I'll just finish putting down my little washi strips. I've almost finished that rose gold one, so that will create an empty spot in my washi tape drawers, so I'm excited about that. Oh, I'm just doing some stamping first. These are my new Kuru Kinky coffee stamps. They're so cute. I do love them. I have been popping them everywhere lately. So this is the Shachihata chestnut ink, and for the Kuru Kinky stamps I just stamped them off first because I wanted it to be a lighter brown instead of a darker brown, so you can see the true brown colour from that October stamp. And then I stamped off September as well because I wanted it to look like, okay, we're fading out of September and we're into October. So here is that pet tape that I'm talking about. Oh, so yeah, it has paint tubes and yeah, all sorts of random things on it. But here is this sticker. So it says dairy, not diary, dairy. So on the Fairy Maru tape that I've been using, it has some random text words on it, and one of them is cheese milk foam. I don't know what that is. So what I did is I cut off the cheese and I just put milk foam. So now that book reads dairy milk foam, which in my mind makes more sense. Thank you so much for watching. I'll leave you here with a close-up of my pages. Let me know any questions, any thoughts. Go and check out my giveaway and I will see you next time. Bye!